Hello and welcome back to MM6, the Mandate of Heaven. Before I load, I just wanted to say that it's interesting that I managed to finish Might Magic 2, Gaze Another World, before Max Knight, and I just wonder if I will be able to finish Might Magic 6, the Mandate of Heaven, also before Max Knight. From what he said, that's relatively likely. Anyway, back to New Sorpigal. So, we went to the inn, and we got ourselves what seemingly is a large sum of gold. We have 1,200. But that's not actually that much. We cannot do all that much with it. Also, there is something about clubs that I wanted to test. I think it's somehow not really considered to be a weapon. Let's see. Yeah, see, it doesn't actually change the attack and damage values. 112, 112, yeah, so it actually isn't even a weapon. That's funny. It's the same as being unarmed. Not sure what's the point of giving them to the party is then. But yeah, so New Sorpigal, it has some shops. There are people walking around and so on.
Hello.
Oh, Jeniki the Enchanter. May the dark gods save us from the righteous. Is there no end to you people? Get away from me before I put a hex on you. Yeah, so some people don't want to talk to you. And then you get 3 options. Beg, threat, or bribe for 50 gold. If you threaten them, your reputation goes down. If you beg, nothing bad happens, and if you bribe, you lose gold. So, very well. This is it for today. I don't have time for you. Retrograde. Beware taking long trips for a few days. 3 planets are in retrograde, and one is actually on its 3rd epicycle stage this month. All while Leo is ascending against Pisces' lateral movement. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay. New Sorpigal. Our town was founded centuries ago as the last major town in Enroth. We have historically been a point from which colony ships left for the rest of the world. And dangerous sorcerers abound throughout the land of Enroth. Most use spells that do some sort of elemental damage, like fire or lightning. I know a spell that will protect you from these elements, and I can keep it going all the time. I'll cast it for you if you take me along. I'll want this 1,000 gold to start and 10% of the gold we find. Increase protection from the 4 elements by 20 constantly. Yeah, not really. But we can... Basically, this is showing that we can hire 2 NPCs. So, even though in previous games we had at least 6 characters, here we have only 4, which is already kind of disappointing. And 2 NPCs that are not quite as good as having extra characters, but at least it's something. And usually you do want to have NPCs around with you. But you have to be strategic with which NPCs you take, because it's 2 maximum. Also, they are relatively costly to recruit.
Hey, you over there.
Oh. Really? That also decreased my reputation. Oops. I've heard that you stopped walking in the light. Return to me when you have found your way. Yeah, -10 bad. I thought that did not decrease it. But if you have a low reputation, then your characters start being rude to people.
Hey, you over there.
How can I not respond to such a piteous cry for help? What do you require, daughter? Unconscious. If you are wounded enough, you will fall unconscious. Doing a wound while unconscious almost always leads to death. Not necessarily, but it's quite common, yes. Mordred. A powerful artifact. Mordred is a dagger that possesses the ability to steal the health of its victim and transfer that vitality to its wielder. Yeah? Mordred is a pretty good weapon. I can travel with you, my children, for an initial donation of 500 gold to start and 5% of the gold to find to my church. Once per day I'll be able to heal you of all your wounds short of death. It's not bad, but it's not really what I want. 5% of all gold also. Okay, so that decreased our reputation further. Yeah, probably don't want to lose reputation that way. None of these people were interesting, but
Greetings.
I wonder. Cindy the Scribe, Pushy Nobles, Jean-Luc Picard, charmed, I'm sure. You can't even begin to understand how unpleasant working for the nobility is. They may have money, but no other client is so pushy, demanding, or uncaring about the way they use your time. That is true. Well, I have no skills to offer, but I'm good company. Just feed me and throw me a few gold pieces and I'll be happy to accompany you. Yeah, you don't really want to have NPCs that do absolutely nothing. Another thing that I'm not a big fan of in this game is the art style. I mean, here you have what are, I assume, photos of cosplayers, effectively. Here you also have photos. In the menu for the paper dolls you have this painting style, and outside you have actually 3D rendered models. Like, they're all so different, and it's so jarring when you compare one to another. When I initially started playing this game, when I was just starting to go into the Might Magic series, well, first I played the first game, I couldn't figure out how to start it. Then I thought, okay, let's go to the 3D ones. So I started this game, and I looked at the style, and I was like, no, this is just wrong. Then I went to Might and Magic 7, and I was super happy with that. But now I'm also a bit used to this style, so it's not that bad, but still, they really should have considered their art direction better, and made everything more consistent in that way. But anyway, Melinda the Chimney Sweep. Positive thinking. People often remark at how lucky I am. It's not so much that I'm lucky as that I look on the bright side of everything. You'd be amazed at how trivial some of your worst problems are if you look at them from the right angles. That is actually very true. And Mordred as well. People say chimney sweeps are lucky. I don't know about that. Sweeping chimneys is hard work. But if you want, you could hire me for 200 gold to start and 2% of the gold we find. Maybe I'll bring you good luck. 20-point bonus to luck statistic for all characters. Yeah, also not really that useful.
How are you?
Clay the Negotiator. Yes. Begging. If you must resort to special measures to get someone to talk to you, remember that begging is almost free of consequences. Sometimes, however, just won't listen to a beggar, forcing you to try another attack. Thieves and merchants never tolerate begging. Okay, so maybe that's the reason why we lost reputation. Treasure. I heard the Temple of Ba abandoned that old temple so quickly they didn't have time to take all their stuff. It should all still be down there if you're brave enough to go look for it. There's a lot of nasty monsters in the way though, so be careful if you go. And not everyone knows how to talk to strangers into giving them what they want. I make it my specialty. Bring me along and I'll use my skills to ease your way through society. Rate is 500 gold to start and 5% of the gold we find. Both merchant and diplomacy skills are increased by 4 points for each character. Clay takes 5% of all gold you find. Merchant, 4 points. That's not bad. Diplomacy is completely useless. What it does is it allows you to speak with people without having to beg and so on. But you really don't want to spend skill points on that. But still, 5% of all gold, like, it's not bad, but it's not exactly the best either.
Greetings.
Krista the Missionary. Begone, fool! I will not speak cowards unwilling to travel the shadowed path. That sounds evil. I'm just not going to talk to those people then. There are some fountains that we can drink from, but I have no reason to drink from those fountains for now.
Nice to see you.
Arnie the Bard. Hello, my name is Arnie, and I'm pleased to meet you, Jean-Luc Picard. Certainly. Freehaven. The sewers under Freehaven house all sorts of interesting things. heard stories of hideouts, temples, treasure, and, well, sewage. I don't know which to believe, but it certainly seems like an interesting place. Yeah, we'll get to that eventually. That's going to take a while, though. Down fountains. The 3 fountains we have here in town are said to draw their water from a spring touched by the gods. Each one is magical and beneficial to drink from. That is true. My reputation as a famous musician follows me wherever I go. If I'm with you, I'm sure some of my reputation will rub off on you. You only need 1,000 gold to start and 10% of the gold we find for living expenses. Grants a constant single category bonus to your reputation. Yeah, that would only be useful for very particular cases. But anyway, we also have a bunch of shops.
Can I help you find anything?
This is the alchemy shop, run by Wilma the Alchemist. So you can find a whole bunch of potions, you can find some scrolls of magic, you can find bottles, which are pretty good actually. I always try to buy bottles whenever possible. And you can also find some ingredients for alchemy. There's also special, where you can find more interesting things. Some of them are the same type, scrolls and potions, but there are also boots, helmets that are enchanted, boots, rings, belts, and a guardian helm of might. But I don't want to spend my money. I really don't have enough to do that sort of thing. You can also identify your items in shops. You can repair items if they're broken. And you can sell items if you are in a specialty shop that accepts items that you want to sell. So here I don't need anything.
Hello.
Elsie the Hunter. Oh, Jasper. Jasper, I think. Whatever. There's gossip about you. All of it bad. Get thee hence, lest I spit thee on the point of my sword. Yeah. Jean-Luc Picard is not Jasper.
Hello.
And we also have houses. Nicely animated 3D renderings of these. And here we have Hedjas Mossel the Mystic. Lichens. Some sorcerers has cheated death itself in their attempts to gain power. These sorcerers trade their lives for eternal life as an undead. I can't imagine the lust of power that would cause someone to trade their soul. Lichens are powerful and determined. You should be careful fighting them. Yeah, lichens. We already know from heroes that they're pretty powerful. And here we get to see them in RPG form. Cobra eggs. I am a collector of rare and exotic creatures, and I make a living by selling some of these creatures as pets. Currently, cobras are in great demand. I don't have many cobras left to sell. Therefore, I'm willing to pay handsomely for any cobra eggs you might have. Remember, if you find any cobra eggs, I'll give you the best prices. And there's Buccaneers Lair membership. Psst, wanna buy membership at the Buccaneers Lair? We have 2 chapter houses in the kingdom, and we support our members by teaching them certain valuable skills. I'm sure you know what I mean. All we want is 25 gold pieces, and our services are at your disposal. I very much want that, but I will leave this for slightly later in this day.
Greetings.
Oh ho, Jonah! Or Jonah, I think. No, we're still not Jonah.
Greetings.
Also, the sound bites that you hear are said by your characters, not the character that you're talking to. So that's why sometimes you might get confused as to why the voice is as this. Harold has the laborer. Work. Someone has to do all the grunt labor around here. Too bad that someone is me. And Blades End membership. Still not going to do that yet.
Hello.
Kern the Rustler. Hi, name's Kern. Fencing. Don't tell no one, but I have a cleric friend who heals the brand marks right off the cattle we borrow from all the ranchers. Works like a charm. Yeah, that's not very nice. Temple of Ba. When the Temple of Ba moved out of that old temple outside of town, all of the little problems we've been having just went away. I tell you, there's something unwholesome about those people. I'm glad they're gone. I know, right? Well, I have no skills to offer, so you're useless.
Greetings.
Eric Salzburg, the teacher. Skills. Because skills get so difficult to learn once you've achieved a high level in them, it is much more efficient to learn many skills to a moderate level, rather than a couple of skills to a high level. That is true. But having a couple of skills in a high level is really, really powerful. Jason Traveler. Oh yes, so this guy is the expert bodybuilder. Yeah, you want to learn bodybuilding, right? Then you listen to me. I teach you right for 500 gold if you have a little meat in your body. Rank 4 to start with. Bodybuilding. That's interesting, but I need to know the skill first. And I don't remember how to get that. I don't think I can do that in New Sorpigal. And every person who allows you to ascend to an expert level also tells you about the person who gives lessons to master the skill. So you can find them easier.
Greetings and salutations.
Victor Hosen, the teacher. Expert in meditation. I still cannot get that. Because you always have to have invested at least 4 skill points to be able to get
Greetings
to
and
expert.
salutations.
Stanley the Trapper. William, eh? Better take to your heels. I don't much care for you law-abiding types. Again, what's with all the evil people in the town? Sheesh.
You'll have to sign up first.
So this is Blade's End. You must be a member of this guild to study here. You can learn skills from here, such as using weapons and some armor. But right now, I don't really need any of these skills, so I'm not going to sign up yet.
Greetings.
Violet Dawson, the Potter. Hot fires. To make strong, excellent pottery, you'll really need a hot fire. If it weren't so dangerous, I'd make a trip to Castle Creekspire to try out the fires they're supposed to have under the castle. Castle Creekspire has fires under the castle. That's interesting to know. Guild of the Self membership. It is my sacred duty to accept donations for the Guild of the Self. If you contribute 100 gold pieces, we'll grant you guild member status. Members are permitted to buy spells from any Guild of the Self in the land. I think there's only one Guild of the Self? Or does that also mean all the branches of the Guild of the Self? I don't know exactly, actually. But I don't want to spend 100 gold yet anyway. And we have a quest. Oh dear, can you help me? My daughter Angela is missing. I think she may have wandered into the abandoned temple near town. And if she did, she could be in terrible danger. Who knows what kind of horrible things are lurking in that cursed place. Please find her and bring her back to me. Okay. So we have more things in our quests. So we have to bring Solomon's letter to Regent Wilbur Humphrey at Castle Ironfist, because basically we need to tell that Solomon is a traitor to the Regent, who is the highest officer in the land at the moment. Retrieve the candelabra from the abandoned temple for Andover Podbell in New Sorpigal, and rescue Angela from the abandoned temple and return her to Violet Dawson in New Sorpigal. Also, we have auto notes. How to make cure wounds, energy potions, some other things that we don't have yet. I thought they also kept track of where the trainers are, but I guess not in this game.
Greetings and salutations.
Bufford T. Ullman, the barrister. Lords. Enroth is ruled by a king, and the Council of 5 Lords. These 6 people handle the laws, rules, and matters of state for all of Enroth. Quest. Our town is periodically plagued by giant spiders. I'm pretty sure that if the Spider Queen were killed, the rest of the spiders would go away. Currently I'm offering a reward to the person that can kill the Spider Queen. Alright. And Elemental Guild membership. I'm the one you need to speak with in order to gain to join the Guild of the Elements. The cost to join is 100 gold pieces. Only members may purchase spells from our fine library. The guild has spells from all 4 of the elemental disciplines, and like all guilds in the kingdom, we have 2 guild halls. Membership in one automatically enrolls you in the other. So, also interesting. I'm not sure if that means that we get to go to all the different elemental guilds as well if we sign up here. But we'll find that out soon enough. Still, I don't want to spend the gold for that.
Greetings.
Nick the Instructor. I doubt you would approve of my researches into the darker magics, just as I would not approve of your intolerant ways. I have nothing further to say to you. That's unfortunate. Instructors are pretty good.
Greetings and salutations.
Chad the Guard. I heard you may have been less than lawful recently. If it could be proven, I would arrest you right now. No, we are quite lawful, thank you. If we improve our reputation, I think it will be easier to talk to people. Anyway, what I want to do... Well, let's go look around a bit. Actually, yeah, what I want to do right now is to explore some of these fountains. Plus then my temporary. But you cannot do that more than once, because then it's just refreshing. Then, the spells that we have. We have Cure Weakness, First Aid, Magic Arrow, Stun. Spirit Arrow, Bless. Cure Weakness, First Aid. Wizard Eye, Static Charge. Spirit Arrow and Bless. Wizard Eye is really useful, and it has an amazing sound effect when you cast it. Aha! You get to see if the people around you are... Green is they're friendly to you, and red means that they are aggressive towards you. Next, I want to cast Bless on everyone. I have 2 people who can cast Bless. So this will go a bit quicker. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone who can cast Meditation. In this fountain, restores 5 spell points. Also, you can see that this color of the gem changes a bit. If it's green, it means that everyone around you is friendly. If it's yellow, that means that there are enemies around, and you can see something red around there. And if it is red, that means that you are right next to an enemy. Which is useful if they sneak up on you from behind. So let's go and check that place out. We can see that there are goblins up there. And this is how the game's combat works. You can, it's not necessary, but you have the option to go into turn-based combat mode if you want to fight. You can also fight in real time, so these are the 2 options that you have. The reason, probably the main reason why I don't really like this game all that much compared to the others in the same generation, is that when you're fighting in turn-based combat mode, you're stuck to the place that you are in. You cannot move at all. It's dumb. And I consider Might and Magic games to be turn-based RPGs. So I always go in turn-based combat mode. So this game makes it really annoying to fight enemies. Because I always stand in place, and then I fight the enemies, and that's it. And it's either the enemies keep going and then overpower me, or I defeat the enemies and then have to move to another place where I can see some more, and then stand there and fight from that place. So right now, these goblins are up on the roof of that building, so we need to go somewhere inside of the building. And sometimes buildings have entrances from the other side. You can somehow go inside them. Red means that the enemies are right here, but I cannot see them, and I cannot move in turn-based combat. So I have to do this and take a hit that is completely unnecessary. Alright, so we have goblins. We have some weapons, some armor, so we can fight them. Goblins are probably the weakest enemies in the game. And also, if this is yellow, then that means that they are far enough away that we cannot actually hit them. So, in this case, it's useful to set a spell as a ready spell.
Yes.
And then shoot the enemy. Oh, I am actually close enough to attack them. There are several hotkeys that allow you to attack or shoot. But I don't remember if they automatically choose to attack or shoot if you're far enough away from the person.
Yes.
Magic arrow is also useful for shooting further. Works like that.
Okay.
Ouch. First aid. Okay, now we're definitely far enough away. So if I press A. Okay. But it does not cast the spell. It shoots but doesn't cast the spell. That's annoying. And here we go. Goblins eliminated. And after you eliminate enemies, if you click on them, you get to take their treasure. That's one of the main ways to get more gold.
Hello.
Donald Rudster, the teacher. Yeah, so this is the expert in learning. I don't have learning on any of my party members, so I cannot do anything with that at the moment. Anyway, this building is in fact the Initiate Guild of the Self.
Members only.
And of course we cannot go here because we have to get membership first. But this is unique. I think this is the only Guild of the Self where it can buy spells of any of the self magics, which are the clerical magical spell group. So spirit, body, and what's the last one? Mind, yeah. Next, here we have Temple, New Sorpigal Temple.
Can we assist you?
Joshua the Healer. For 10 gold we can heal our hit points and spell points. And we can also donate some to get a whole bunch of boosts on ourselves, which is basically the same how it worked in the previous games.
Be with you.
Also, if you donate, you increase your reputation a bit, up to a certain point. So that can be quite useful in some cases.
How are you?
Good day, I'm John. Pleased to meet you. John the Laborer. Yep, he does the laboring as well. Sea travel. He does look a bit like a pirate, though. Ocean travel around here can be dangerous because of the sea serpents and water elementals that roam the oceans. And he has no skills to offer.
Members only.
Initiate Guild of the Elements. Jeremy the Guildmaster. So this is the Fire, Air, Water and Earth Guild. Still don't have the membership to that.
Hi there.
Hello there, a mighty fine day if you ask me. I'm Diane. Diane the Explorer. Walk on water. Boats don't always travel on the schedules or to the destinations you want. You want personal control over your water travel, the Water Walk spell is the way to go. That is true. Solstices. The two solstices are days of considerable magical importance. The summer solstice is on June 21st, and the winter solstice is on December 21st. Yeah, that's important to note. That will come in handy later. Especially for Diana. My experience in traveling the world can speed your journeys by a day, whether you travel by land or by sea. All I require is 100 gold to start and 1% of the gold we find. All travel times reduced by 1 day, minimum of 1 day. It's pretty cheap, but I don't really want that. Okay, so we have explored this part of town already. And I want to refresh the spell points and hit points, because the main place actually restores hit points. So you don't need to worry too much about that. Here we have the town hall.
I need your help.
And apparently they need our help. Janice, the clerk. Goblin Watch. Just south of town is an old keep called Goblin Watch. It was originally built to help keep the town safe from goblin raids, but times have been so peaceful recently that we haven't been taking care of it. You can imagine our embarrassment when we realized that the very monsters we were guarding against have moved into the keep. They also changed the lock on a very important door leading to the caves below the dungeon level. We have a standing reward of 2,000 gold pieces to the ones who can figure out the combination and tell us what it is. And we got a key to Goblin Watch for that. Bounty Hunt. This month's bounty is on a Minotaur. Kill it and return before the end of the month to collect the 3,900 gold reward. That's not going to happen. A single Minotaur would easily destroy everyone. Everyone in the town, in fact. Tuesday. We get all our important shipments on Tuesdays. How can you find the combination to that log by standing around here? Get going. Huh, pushy, aren't you? And we also have Frank Fairchild. Fruit trees. The fruit on the trees in the orchards of our fair town is quite tasty and free for all to take. You should try it sometime. Shadow Guild. I'm so tired of the Shadow Guild, but I don't have any substantial proof of their activities. I'd love to have something I could show to Anthony Stone proving the Shadow Guild is up to no good down here. Oh, that's kind of an extra information for the quest, actually. Members of the Shadow Guild have moved down south recently and have been trying to exert their influence over merchants in the area. I refused them access to our town, so they kidnapped Sherry Carnegie, an old healer loved by the townspeople, in an attempt to convince me to let them operate here. I can't believe that their extortion has moved so far south. I thought I was safe from that down here. Please rescue Sherry. I can offer you some money as a reward, and I'm sure the townsfolk would appreciate her return. Have you found Sherry yet? No? I'm sure she is wherever the Shadow Guild is heading out. Find them and you'll find her. Yeah. So apparently the Shadow Guild, somewhere, has kidnapped a person from this town. And we need to help with that. So indeed, this is also in our quest now. We need to go to Goblin Watch. And we need to rescue Sherry. And so on. So we already have quite a few things that we need to look into. And this is...
What can I do for you?
the bank. Also, it's a Greek bank? Question mark? Schmidey the banker. So here we can put things into the bank. Unlike in the previous games, where you put things into the bank and then you got interest, there is no interest in this game. The only reason why you would want to put things into the bank is that you can lose money if you die. But I have no plans to die, so I'm not going to do so. And banks have unreasonable banking hours, so even getting your gold back is a difficult task, oftentimes.
Hello.
That shouldn't speak. And lastly, we have Traveler Supply.
Have a look around.
Rhino the Shopkeeper. These types of shops are in fact general stores, so you can sell anything. Looks like junk to me. I suppose I could give you, say 1 gold pieces for it. But the value is 1, so that's actually fine. Just clearing out the inventory. And usually they also sell some potion bottles and some other things, but actually, as you can see, potion bottles value is 5. And here they require 10 gold for it, whereas in the magic shop they only required 7 gold for it. So in fact, general stores are more expensive to buy from. But they can still have some interesting things.
Thank you.
And here we also have the new Sorpigal coach company.
Need a ride?
Aaron the Stablemaster. Travel cost is 25 gold. You can catch a horse to another area. So we could go to Castle Ironfist in 2 days on a horse. If we pay 25 gold. We could also walk there. That costs less, but it also takes more time to travel between the different parts. And you can also run into brigands on the way. But yes, that will be all for now, and next time we will explore the other side of New Sorpigal, and perhaps look into this goblin problem that people seem to be having. So, see you all then. Later.